Hey fellow tankers, it's Mobius Y here with another video for World of Tanks console. And today's short video is just going to be a crash course on how to attach a flag to your favorite tanks. I know when new things come in that you are able to do, a lot of people seem to get intimidated from trying it out because they simply don't know how to do it. But it's pretty easy and straightforward, and I'm simply going to cover that with you guys in today's video. Before we delve into it though, I just want to give you all a heads up about the rest of my upload schedule for the month of December. December's a busy month for everybody because we've got Christmas and of course the New Year rolling in, so everybody's got stuff to do rather than just watch my crappy YouTube videos. And me myself, I am actually quite busy from about the middle of December until the middle of January, as I have a lot of family birthdays that pop up in that brief time span. So it eats up a lot of my free time that I normally have to create and edit videos for you guys. So I'd simply rather just take that time off, allow myself and you guys some more time to spend with your family rather than, as I said, watching my crap on YouTube. So just want to give you the heads up that today's video on December 8th and next week's video on December 15th, they will be the last two videos for December until the new year on Friday, January 5th. That will be the next upload after next week's on the 15th. So there will be a couple weeks off there from both me creating videos and you guys having fresh content on my channel to watch for World of Tanks console. Now, normally when a new update comes out, I'm sure some of you longtime viewers know that I like to put out update videos highlighting the key changes and differences, as well as going over the patch notes for whenever we get a new update in World of Tanks console. But there is really no need for that when I would simply be repeating everything that Ben already said in his update video that he put out earlier this week on the Beard Guys channel. So if you haven't seen that video yet and you're not 100% clear on what has happened with update 4.2, go check that video out. It's only about 7 or 8 minutes long. I highly recommend watching it if you have not already. There will be a link to that video in the description below, and I will also have a link in the description below taking you directly to the patch notes where you can examine in detail exactly what has changed and what has been added in with update 4.2 to World of Tanks console. Most importantly, it goes over each and every individual package change to the light tanks, seeing as how there was a huge restructuring of the tech tree with tier 10 light tanks being introduced. And since it can't be stressed enough because of the changes going on in the light tanks, double check your packages and your supplies on all of the light tanks in your garage, especially your tech tree light tanks, to make sure that things didn't magically change on you before you take them into a battle. Chances are, if packages were changed on one of the tanks that's in your garage, it might have been re-equipped with the stock package, so change that if possible, and double check that your supplies have the ammo loadouts and things like fire extinguishers and repair kits that you want equipped on your tank. Do that before you take those tanks into battle. I cannot stress this enough, as there has already been plenty of people complaining that that has happened without their so-called knowledge. So be sure to check that before you take those light tanks into battle. So with that, all that babbling out of the way, I apologize for the long-windedness. Let's take a look at how you put a flag on your tank. So I've got my E50M here. This is still my favorite tank. I've had it for a long time, and I wanted to make it more customized, or sorry, I want to make it more unique than all the other E50Ms on the battlefield. I don't want to just give it a different camo pattern. I don't want to just give it an inscription, even though I already have one, or the emblems that's on them. I want to make it truly stand out. So one of the new ways that we can do this is with a flag. In order to add a flag to your tank, you press the upgrade button on the tank you have selected in your garage, move the cursor over to customize as usual, and then select the flags option. Now when you do this, it does take a moment for it to load up, as it is loading a lot of information, because on your flags, if you decide to create a custom flag, as you can see that is the first option that is highlighted, is that you can create your own custom flag. It actually is loading all the emblems and inscriptions that you normally paint on your tank and makes them available to put on your flag. Of course, there is a very long list of pre-selected flags available for pretty much every country in the world, but there's also the flags of the states from the United States, and then there's also the provincial flags of every province in Canada, as you can see some of them there, that you can choose from if you decide to put one of these pre-selected flags on your tank instead. But if you wish to make something a little bit more unique, you can go to the create flag option. And when you first open this, normally this filter is set to all. And as you can see, there are 31 pages of choices you can choose from in the lower left there. Currently we're on page 1 because we have the filter selected for both emblems and inscriptions. So if you know for sure you would rather put on a certain kind of emblem or inscription, you can move the cursor all the way to the top there until these arrows appear and change the filter to either an emblem or an inscription. Simply move your cursor over to a particular emblem or inscription that you wish to put on your tank, and press the A button to add it. For example, I'm going to add the laxative inscription on my flag right now, and as soon as you select the emblem or inscription to put on your tank, you'll see in the very top there you move from the Stamps tab over to the Style tab. Now the Style tab is really where you customize your flag. The first option you pick is what color you want the flag to be. So in this case we're going to go with a nice brown color. The second option is choosing the style of the flag. You can have a simple long rectangular shape. You can have either one of these two shapes with two chevrons coming off of it. This one here is a little bit more beveled than the other one. This option on the bottom is much more squared. You can have a tattered option to make this flag look a lot more war-torn. You can have this regal looking flag that has three chevrons, with the middle chevron being bigger than the other two. You can have this triangular style of flag, or you can simply have a short square signal flag. So I'm going to choose the tattered look for my laxative flag, and at the very end you choose one of 6 patterns. This changes the background color that you have chosen to have a certain kind of pattern on it. Now the color of the pattern is normally black, so I want to point out that if you have the background color selected as black, then the pattern simply will not be visible. Hopefully Wargaming Chicago Baltimore realizes that and does change it so that we can have a visible pattern even if the flag is black. Now, you are not being asked to pay for any of these changes until you actually hit this accept button. It tells you to choose the customized duration. You can have the option of putting it on for 7 days for only 25,000 silver. You can put the flag on for 30 days for 100,000 silver, so about a month. Or you can put the flag on permanently for 250 gold. Once you choose your payment option, it will ask you to confirm the purchase. And if you hit accept, that is when you will actually pay the gold or silver required to put the flag on your tank. If at any point in this process you do not want to put a flag on your tank, simply hit the back button until this confirm screen appears. You are about to abandon the changes to your custom flag. Simply hit accept and you will be taken back to the initial flags menu. So let's go back into the creative flag options here. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen, the payment options are, as I said, 25,000 silver for a week, 100,000 silver for about a month, and 250 gold for a permanent addition onto your tank. This price does not change between the tanks depending on their tier or class. This is actually one of the customization options where the price is constant no matter what tank you are putting this onto. So as you can see here, for my tier 3 T127 premium Russian light tank, the cost to put a flag on it is exactly the same as putting it on my tier 10 E50M German medium tank. So if you wish to put multiple flags on several of your tanks, just factor in the cost multiplied by however many tanks you wish to put a flag on, and that's how much it will cost. So be sure to factor that in when you are deciding to put several permanent flags on a couple of your favorite tanks. Now, the price of putting the flags on, it's not as low as I personally would like it to be. I think it's just a tad high, but it is pretty respectable, as the price of getting 850 gold added to your account is only $5 Canadian, and with 850 gold you can put 3 flags on 3 of your favorite tanks permanently, and then you'll still have 100 gold left over in order to dismount complex equipment or change a couple crew skills and perks, and you can do that 10 times before you are out of gold. For $5, that's a pretty good value if you simply wish to customize a few tanks. For me personally, I think this is the best addition that Update 4.2 has given us, and this is just the tip of the iceberg that Wargaming Chicago Baltimore can dive into in terms of giving us customization on our tanks to make them truly unique and stand out on the battlefield. What about adding more wiggly bits, for example, to your tank, such as logs hanging off the sides of the rear of the hull, or putting sleeping bags hanging off somewhere on the side of the turret, or possibly adding barbed wire and sandbags on the top of the turret or parts of the hull, or possibly even putting on decals which make it look like there are already ricochet dents and bullet holes in your tank to make it look even more battle-worn. As I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg with what Wargaming Chicago Baltimore can do for us in terms of adding real customization options, real awesome customization options, I should say, in order for us as players to make our tanks truly stand out on the battlefield. And the cool thing is that people do pay for these all the time. In MOBAs such as Smite, which I do play myself, people pay ridiculous amounts of money to try and get exclusive skins all the time. So as I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg for what Wargaming Chicago Baltimore can do with the players being able to truly customize their tanks and make them a unique presence on the battlefield. Anyways, if you found this video helpful, leave a like on it. That really helps me out, or drop a comment in the comment section below. And if you have any cool custom flag designs that you've come up with yourself, feel free to check out my Twitter account and share them with me on Twitter. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys can come up with for your own custom flag designs. I really hope you found this video helpful, and I really do hope that you guys use this this little kind of personalization option quite liberally, especially on your favorite tanks. So this has been Mobius Y for World of Tanks console. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, I really hope it was helpful, and I will see you on the battlefield or in my next video. As always, happy tanking.